Hey, I'm the executive producer
Okay,
of Beyond Two Souls. I'm here with Pedro.
Hey guys, I'm gonna ask you a few questions, mostly from Reddit, most from the fans of the game. What is Beyond Two Souls all about?
Beyond Two Souls is a unique interactive experience featuring Alan Page and Guillaume de Fondaumière in the lead roles. And in this game, you're going to embody Jodie Holmes, a character whom you're going to follow between the age of 8 and 23, so over a long period of time, over 15 years of her life. Jodie has a link to an invisible entity, an entity that you don't know exactly who she is or what it is. Is it a ghost? Is it an entity from the other side? You don't know. But one of the challenges is going to be to discover who Aiden is. And so as the player, you're going to play both as Jodie Holmes and Aiden.
Most of the fans have been wondering what type of stuff we can do with Aiden.
So Aiden is an entity, and as such, Aiden can fly around freely in the environment. So it's great to explore the sites, for instance. You'll be able to interact with pretty much all the characters in the game and the environment. So you can choke people, you can blast objects from very small objects like a bottle to huge objects, a town hall. You can possess people and thereby direct other characters. So you can do a lot of things with Aiden. Aiden is both is an entity that has abilities, powers. And so, as the player, you will be able to control its powers.
We see Aiden with Jodie since the beginning, since as a kid. So through the years, we'll see their relationship evolve. We'll see Aiden evolve, and for example, show sentiments like rage, fear. Will we see type of feelings between the relationship of both of them?
One of the unique aspects of the game is indeed the relationship between Jodie Holmes and Aiden. As you said, since Jodie has been born, she has this link to this entity. So we're going to see the evolution of this relationship, see them go through the good times and the bad times. As the player, you will have to make both collaborate, and so be in turn Jodie or Aiden, and you'll have the possibility to make this relationship evolve in one direction or another.
There will be lots of levels. How will you see the story going through? Is it in chronology, or it's mixed up randomly? How is it shown?
The story of Beyond Two Souls is called in non-chronological order. So you're going to start out as a teenager, then play as a kid, then play as an adult. And so it's a little bit like a giant puzzle. And part of the experience is to put all the dots of the story together. You know, piece by piece, scene after scene, you're going to see the whole picture. And so at the end of a scene, you'll never know what to expect next. You'll never know where in the world you're going to be, because it's a lot of traveling in Beyond Two Souls. And you're never going to know at what age you're going to be when you play the next scene.
So in terms of levels, they're all going to be different. It's not going to be always the same thing. It's, so we can say that a level is a type of genre and the other one is different. Can you tell us a bit more?
There's one of the unique aspects of Beyond Two Souls is its scope to start with. So you're going to travel really throughout the world and discover very, very varied environments. But also the types of gameplay. Each scene is different. Each scene offers a very specific contextual gameplay element. And so, yeah, we've shown a scene earlier this year called Somalia that is taking place in an African city where there's a lot of stealth involved. There are other scenes that are more survival horror, other scenes, really there are, dozens of scenes, and each one is different.
All we know is the gameplay in terms of levels. Linear. In terms of linear gameplay.
Yes.
Do we have many choices we can take from? For example, we saw the level with the train. Can Jodie keep going in the train, or she must go outside, jump, or can she go outside?
Like in Heavy Rain, we decided to craft a story which the player, through his actions and decision, can change. And so you as the player really have the fate of the main protagonist in your hands. Your actions have consequences. You can have local consequences in a given scene, for instance. There are multiple ways to reach a certain point within a certain scene. Other decisions or other actions have more profound consequences on the whole story and completely change the direction that the story is taking. What is very important to us is to give the player, to enable the player to see the logical consequences of his actions and to experience something unique.
We saw the iPhone application in place. How did you come up with this idea? What was the objective?
So when Heavy Rain was released, we were quite impressed by the number of people who came back to us telling us that they had played the game, enjoyed it, and most of the time enjoyed with someone else close to them, be it a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a wife. And so we're starting to think about the possibility to enable two players to play together as a couple. And so the duo mode was introduced because, first of all, we had two playable characters, so it was easy for us to think of a way of enabling two players to play together. So each time in the game you can switch between one player to the other. It was a matter of giving the possibility of two people holding a controller and playing thereby together. So that was one thing. The other thing, however, was that a lot of people told us also that they had enjoyed the game with a non-gamer, or people very only casually playing games, and that most of the time these people wouldn't hold the controller. And so we're trying to find a way to enable non-gamers who might be impressed by the DualShock controller, trying to find a way to enable these people to jump in. And so we try to think of an interface, of the best possible interface that they could use to enjoy the experience and to really interact with the game. And after a little bit of research, we found out that what most people have at home and are used to interact with is a phone or a tablet. And so we started to develop an interface to beyond touch to enable these people to play with their phone or with their tablet.
I have one more question, sure. Gameplay-wise. Something that I found rather unique as I played a couple levels of Beyond. On basically the quick time events where you slow down, you decided instead of simply making a button pressed or a time button pressed, you decided for the players to use the right stick and follow the movement of the players. Was this decision purely to make the game stand out from the rest, or?
What is very important for us is to enable players to be really in the shoes of the protagonist, to really be as close as possible to the action that they have to perform. This is why each time you have to interact, we're trying to mimic the gesture of the character to, make him feel like he is really doing the action. And so the same applies to the action elements, giving the player the possibility to unfold the movement. When you, for instance, you need to hit someone, to do the same movement. It's giving you it's empowering you. It's giving you the feeling that you're really in control, and it's indeed the case. So this is what we decided to change for this system, which to us is again giving the player the possibility to interact as naturally as possible, and making sure he's totally immersed in the experience.
Very well. Well, like my colleague said, thank you for the interview.
Thank you very much.
I think that's all we have.
It's a huge pleasure. Thursday.
Thank you.